welcome back to another day in the life of a reseller vlog. Today is Wednesday, February 28th. One more day left in the month of February, so if you want to get something accomplished in February, you better get on it quick because it's ending. So I was trying to think of the goals that I set for myself for February, and I don't really recall setting many goals, but I think maybe next month I might set a few goals, right, and try to achieve them and try to set some goals and make them happen. We got a whole month, right, to make it happen. Financially, I kind of expect to make a certain amount of money just so I can pay my bills, just like everybody else. And the reselling game, allows you to do that, but I think I need to be a little loftier in those goals. It seems that as humans, we tend to be lazy and just do just enough to get what we need out of life. At least some of us do, and I fall into that trap as well. I have ambition, I suppose, but if I can get away with doing less, I sometimes just do less, right? So I think I need to get out of that mindset. A lot of people do, they do just enough to get by, and then they never have any extra. So I think maybe just writing down some goals to achieve in March would be a good step toward doing a little bit more out of life, getting a little bit more out of business and out of life in general. And maybe checking a box or two off of the list every month until you get somewhere. I've got this little list here I've been writing ideas on. But I think sometimes it's not just about writing those ideas down. It's like taking that next step. I just have pages and pages of ideas and none of them come true. So I think writing those ideas and then taking that first step and then seeing how it goes. So that being said, maybe some of you guys can do that as well next month. Write down some goals and we can try to achieve some together. But today, we're going to focus on sales. I've already been up early this morning revising some listings, trying to flip all my free shipping listings over to calculated shipping listings. So, I have almost 2,000 in the small store and 4,000 plus items in the big store. So I'm just doing a bunch every morning and just chipping away at it until we get switched over from free to calculated shipping. That's kind of the big chore that I have in front of me. It kind of feels like doing a little bit of an inventory. I mean, I did that to a certain extent when I moved the business home and I put everything in totes. It used to be hanging at my old shop. It was like a big closet. And then I put everything in envelopes and totes, so it's all pre-packaged now and ready to go. But now I kind of have to go through everything again and switch from free to calculated shipping and lower those prices. I think that's the big thing. If stuff's not moving, you got to adjust pricing. You got to liquidate, and I think that's where I'm lacking with this business. It's been several years of just adding new inventory at the high end of the market, and I think I haven't really played around in that lower end of the market much. And I think that could be a fun little venture. I'm trying to do that with the hats a little bit. I've got a couple plans in store. I sent, like I said in previous videos, I sent 81 hats to auction in the small store last Sunday. So this Sunday they'll all be ending. We'll see. I started them at $4.99 with a $6.49 buy it now. And so we'll see how many of those hats sell at that price point. They're kind of the less desirable hats, and I might actually need to lower the prices on them again and do it for a second Sunday. So that's kind of the plan at this point. See how many go at $4.99, and then maybe give it another try at maybe $2.99 and see what kind of liquidation I can do with hats. I'm buying these lots and keeping like the nicer hats at a higher price point, but you get a lot of these kind of lower end, less desirable hats. So we got to find a way to sell those off and get that investment back, and I think the auction market is the way to do it. So it looks like we did have one hat sale come through out of the big store today. Woke up to 3 orders. Let's take a look and see what sold. There you see it, 3 orders for $58.15, $58.15 for 3 orders. Let's see what sold. First item sold for $18.60. It's a Delft Blue Holland blue and white hand painted ceramic lighter. Windmills. Measures 4 by 3 by 3, so kind of just a small little lighter. There's the rest of those photos. You can kind of see it. There's a lighter. You press on it. It has that opening where you put the fluid in there. It's an old school kind of lighter. It might be kind of more of like a shelf piece. So I got that lighter as one of the items out of a junk drawer lot that I purchased. So you're making $18 back on, I think it was a $30+ junk drawer lot just based on one item. So those sales are trickling in from that investment. Second item sold, a hat for $13.15. It's a USS Dwight D. Eisenhower blue baseball hat, one size fits all snapback cap. There you see it. There it is. The Dwight D. Eisenhower CVN 69. Kind of one of these Navy hats. It's on the New Era tag. Kind of an older vintage hat on the old New Era tag. They call this design here, I found this out, they call this stuff, they call that scrambled eggs. I didn't know that, but they call that scrambled eggs. So if you're looking for that design, it's called scrambled eggs. Yeah, since I'm listing a bunch of hats, I decided to do a little research on the hat market and watch a few YouTube videos. And one of the guys was talking about that, It was a video from a few years back, and he was talking about, what was hot back then. But kind of cool to learn some of that lingo of the hat market. I never knew that was called the scrambled eggs. They also had the three-stripe or striped hats, the vintage hats with the stripes on the side. Those were popular a while back. And Script Specialties hat, I think, was the brand. So with the script writing, those were hot a few years back too. I don't know how the market is today, but some of them are selling for big money. The New Era hats with that script writing. So now I know if I see one of those, I definitely want to pick those up. Third item that sold for $26.40. It's a Star Trek, the original series Wave 2 Mirror Spock action figure, Art Asylum. So this was one of those action figures I listed recently. They're starting to sell. I think this is the third one that I've sold out of the batch. Listed all those last weekend, so they're starting to sell. So for those of you who've been following the channel, you guys know I bought a Star Trek unit a few years back, and I listed all the books. It had a lot of books. It also had those action figures, and it also had collector plates. So I've gotten all the books listed. I've gotten the action figures listed now. Those are starting to sell. That's the third of them, the third item that has sold. And up next, I just have to decide, am I going to list those collector plates? Shipping collector plates kind of is not something I typically would do because they're so breakable, but I had the idea of either selling the entire collection as one listing or breaking it up and doing them one at a time. Obviously you can make the most money doing them one at a time, but you probably need the proper packing materials to list collector plates. I know you can buy those boxes with styrofoam that ship them so that they don't break. But that's also another investment. Do I want to do that, or do I want to put it all in a big box and sell the entire collection? So I don't know. How would you guys handle a situation like that? I thought maybe just donate the plates and be done with them. They're just taking up space. But I think I have to test that market, see if there is anything valuable. Any of those plates have major value. That might be the first step to determine whether or not to list them, whether it's worth my time or not. So I'm gonna go check out the inventory system, grab those 3 orders from them, and get them down here ready to get some shipping labels printed and put on them, send them out to the customer today. I do have to go in town and drop off orders, so I gotta get everything ready to go. Alright, through the magic of video, there they appear. Here's that Delft Blue lighter, that USS Dwight D. Eisenhower hat, and then obviously the Spock, the Mirror Spock Star Trek action figure. Kind of cool. We gotta decide how we're gonna ship this. Probably find an envelope for it and not worry about a box. But we'll get some labels on those and get them ready to go out. Alright, here they come. Let's get these labels printed and on these orders. Get them ready to go out to the customer today. Gotta run to the post office and make sure they get there in a timely manner. So that is on the agenda for today. Alright, we got 3 more orders for the tote, and 1 and 2 and number 3. Starting to fill up nice. Alright, it's about 3:30 now. Been busy revising listings, like I said. Got a lot of listings revised, but I think I'm going to head into town a little bit early. End of the month type of stuff. Got to go to the bank. Got to do some of that stuff, handle the money issues. And then, of course, go to the post office, drop off my orders, and make sure those go out in time. If I have some time, I might go searching for some more hats, test out that hat market. Still kind of doing some research and determining what is selling online and what is out there, what kind of price point I can pick them up for and what I can sell them for online. So the research continues with hats. I got some more coming to the house, like I said, some more orders that will be arriving shortly. So we're going to continue doing the research with hats and try to move some of these hats online and see if we can't figure it out. Alright, we're here at Ross, Dress for Less. I thought I would pop in here and see what kind of hat selection they have. Sometimes they have some good hats on clearance they can make a decent amount of money on. So I thought I'd give it a shot, go in there and see what they got today. Let's go take a look. Alright, I'm leaving Ross. I did spend $58.68 on 7 hats. Let me give you guys a look at what I picked up. So they had quite a few of these national championship hats. They were $5.99 each, so I got 2 of them, 1 for each store. So there's those 2, 1 of those and 2 of those. This was a hat with a panda bear on it, kind of a cool hat. They were asking $5 for that, so I got that. Also some sort of fishing hat, but it had that cool kind of floral print on it. I think they asked $5.99 for that one. This one was also $4.99 with the cross and the rose. Brand new hat for $5, can't beat that. And then I paid up for these 2. This was the Mets. It has this cool final season on the side there of Shea Stadium. So a kind of cool Mets new era hat, snapback. I think it's a snapback. Yeah, snapback. And then the Lakers with the black on black. The Bulls black on black that I got last time has a bid on it, so I thought I would search for some black on black. It isn't completely black on black, has a little gold and white there, but pretty close. So another snapback. That was $12.99. So some pretty good hats. I think I should make a good return on my investment there. Some brand new hats to add to the mix. I'll probably put a few in each store and see how they do. Run them as auctions, similar to what I did last week with the purchase from Burlington Coat Factory. So there's a lot of these kind of clearance shops that you can buy brand new hats at reasonable prices and just mark them up and flip them online. That's the name of the game, right? So while I'm over here, I think I am going to go pop in Value Village, see what they have in their hat section. Just kind of focus on hats a little bit, not venture too much around. Keep my focus centered on just listing hats. Alright, I'm leaving Value Village. I spent $58 on 10 hats. So I'll show you those when I get home and untag them. It's a little bit crowded here and rainy, so I think I'm going to head home now, and I'll show them to you once I get them home. There's a sneak peek for you. Alright, we made it here. We're here at Lake Padden. I was going to kind of punk out on running today, but because it's kind of sprinkly and rainy and dreary and pretty windy and ugly out there, but I decided that health is most important, right? You put it at the top of your list, so you got to get out there and you got to run and you got to keep that heart healthy. So that's the plan. I'm going to get out in this wind and rain and conquer the lake, and hopefully it won't be too miserable, but I'll talk to you maybe when I get back. Alright, we made it all the way around Lake Padden. It's pretty dark right now, so I'm going to skip the warm down portion of the video. Let's take a second to be grateful. I guess today, let's be grateful for the freedom my job allows me, right? It allows me to take days off for the most part and just think about ways to take over eBay or ways to maybe sit down and watch a bunch of crime dramas all day long. So I have that freedom, I don't have to worry about feeding kids or paying a big mortgage and all that stuff. There's the freedom that the job has allowed me. It's allowed me to buy a building and sell a building and make a little bit of money. And I guess I got to be grateful for all those little things. I probably complain a little bit too much about it, but it is pretty nice, pretty easy, And I think right now I'm just focusing on ways to trim the fat, you know, get these stores churning out a little bit more money, and I'll figure it out. You know, I always do, so, you know, don't worry about it. It's just temporary, you know, downtimes. Christmas came and went, and this is the time for a little bit of slow sales. We'll have that summer slowdown. We'll be able to focus on YouTube again a little bit more. So all that is coming. Stay tuned in the channel for that content, because it's going to get better. You know, this daily vlog is kind of just biding the time until the weather changes and we focus on a few other things, some more fun content. So stay tuned for that stuff. So thankful for the freedom, right? Out here running, got around the lake. It wasn't the best run, but made myself do it, staying healthy, all that good stuff. So I'll probably keep it short this time. Go home, try to get these hats listed, and or at least photographed. I'll show you that lot that I got from Value Village. There's actually some really great hats in that lot for the amount of money I paid for it, so it might be a good source to hit that Value Village every now and then, maybe once or twice a week, and get what they got out there, because there is money to be made on hats. And all the hard work I put into my 2 stores, revising all that inventory, has turned into a massive amount of new impressions, new page views, and those sales have yet to come in, but they're probably to follow, I'd imagine. That's usually the way it works, you know. You get a bunch of eyes, bunch of watchers on lower priced items, and eventually they will sell. So we'll look forward to a good weekend of sales. Just keep plugging away this week and get some fresh listings up, and keep revising the old ones. That's all I have to do. So if you haven't subscribed, please take a second to do so. Ring that notification bell and come on back for more content. Alright, we made it home, got showered up. I got the hats de-tagged, got them in the photo station, ready to be photographed and then listed. Let me give you guys a look at those hats I purchased at Value Village. Alright, here they are. This is kind of a cool hat. It's actually an Adidas hat, but it has Beavis on there, on his skateboard with this shirt over his head. It says Mike Judge on the back, so an Adidas hat. This one's cool. It's a Quicksilver hat. Quicksilver hat. You find these at the box stores too. Not sure what team this is. Some sort of wolf design. I'll have to do some research and figure it out, but it is a new era hat. Maybe some collegiate team. I don't know if that's a pro team or not, but we'll find out. This is a Washington Huskies hat. This one is a college football playoff hat. So nice college football. It's a Zephyr hat. And here we go, Billabong. So we have kind of the surf brand, skateboard brands, probably surf brand, Billabong. This is an all-over print Adidas hat, a pretty nice one. It's all on the Adidas tag, so that's a nice one. Paid up for that one a little bit. Let's see, here we go. Seattle Mariners, not Mariners, Seahawks, 2005 conference champions. Has the Super Bowl emblem there. Forget what number that is. Over here we have another Billabong, another black Billabong with the white logo on front. This is kind of a cool Seahawks hat. We talked about that 3-stripe. This is kind of a 2-stripe, but that old school look. So those are popular online if you find those, the vintage ones. This is obviously a repop, but it has the Kingdom on there. So this isn't an original from back in the day. If it was, then it would be worth more money, but that style anyways. And then we have a nice Nike swoosh. This is I think the Legacy brand, right? Yeah, Legacy Fit, Dry Fit, Nike basic black with the white swoosh. So there you go. I got those 10 hats for $52, so not a bad pickup there. I think some of those are worth quite a bit of money, so I'm not sure how I'm going to price those. If I'm going to run them all as auctions, or I might list a few as fixed price. We'll see how I feel once I begin the listing process. But I also had the others that I picked up at Ross, Dress for Less. Let me show you those. Got them all laid out here. I showed these to you in the truck real quick, but you can get a better look at them here. These are those 2 UW Championship, National Championship hats. And then over here we had these 2, I think it's Riot Society is the brand. That one has a panda on it, and that one has a cross with a rose coming out of it. And then this is kind of like a fishing hat with the kind of floral print. As you can see, it has the fishing hook on there. Brand new GIAV, I think. Yeah, GIAV. And then these were the ones that I paid up for a little bit. The Los Angeles Lakers, the black on black with the white highlights and the gold highlights. Ultra Game. This is a Ultra Game hat. And then this was a fun New York Mets final season at Shea Stadium. Has the patch on the side there. Kind of a cool Mets hat. And is this a New Era? This might be a New Era hat. We'll have to see. Yeah, New Era hat. The blue snapback on the back. So nice looking Mets hat. I think someone will probably want that one. Both the Lakers and the Mets. So not a bad pickup. Again, these were all $58. So $58 for those, and then $52 for those. So the plan is to get those at least photographed tonight, and then we'll try to get into list mode and get a few of those online, and then finish up the rest as other items sell. Just kind of mix them into the inventory as it sells. Not really worried about putting them all up in one fell swoop. But we got a lot of hats that we got to deal with, so they'll be ending this weekend. So hopefully some of those will sell off, and then we'll just fill in where we need. I'm kind of trying to take a little bit of a relaxation this last week of February, and then get going again once the new month begins. But you know, you got to keep fulfilling orders and still have inventory ready to list when it's time to be listed. You can get back into list mode. That whole idea of red light, green light, you know, take a few moments for yourself and then get back to business and really go hard with the workload again. But before I conquer another stack of hats, I gotta conquer dinner, right? Here we go. We got some chicken and potatoes and carrots. Alright, it's a little after 9 o'clock now. Just finished listing a few hats, and now I'm revising a few of my older listings. But I'm going to stay at it for a little bit longer, but I want to end this video, a day in the life of a reseller vlog. I want to thank everybody for watching this one to the end. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, come on back for some more. I post these vlogs every morning, so there's always plenty for you to watch. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.